and welcome to the next episode of the Examined Fandom. Alright, today we're going to talk a lot about the NFL, and all the happenings that have gone on, all the injured quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks dropping like flies, and how disappointing the Cleveland Browns are. But first we're going to talk a bit about baseball right now. Basically, every major player on the best, at least for the Brewers and the Cubs, have been injured. So talk a bit about that, Daniel.
Well, we all know the reigning NL MVP Christian Yelich fractured his kneecap by fouling a ball off of it against the Marlins. So that's a big blow to the Brewers. And Javier Baez for the Chicago Cubs broke his thumb a couple weeks ago, and he's been out. And recently, their backup shortstop, Addison Russell, was hit in the head by a fastball and was in concussion protocol. So they had to call up Nico Horner from, I think, AAA, maybe even AA. But he's been good for them, so that's good news for the Cubs. And then Anthony Rizzo on Sunday twisted his ankle, sprained it pretty good, trying to throw out runner going to second on a sacrifice bunt.
All right, so that's all we got today for baseball. Before we talk about the NFL, I just want to mention one thing about college football. All right, Daniel. So Clemson is the number one team in college football. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In Clemson, all right. Guess how many ranked opponents they have left on their schedule?
How many?
Guess.
2.
No, it's less than 2. It's less than 1 even. They have 0. They actually have 0 ranked teams. The rest of their games are a breeze. And because they're Clemson, the college football committee is just going to let them in. Just because. The UCF be the 6th seed. Now let them make the playoff. They're going to let Clemson in just because they beat Texas A&M. Alright. Now, in the NFL, however, we got some more exciting things going on. Namely, all these quarterbacks are dropping like flies. Who's been down so far?
Well, Sam Darnold has been out with mono, and their backup, Trevor Siemian, last night against the Browns, was hit pretty hard by Myles Garrett, and looked like he took a big-time ankle injury, and he limped off the field, did not return. So the Jets are now down to their third-string quarterback, Luke Falk.
Is that not the most Jetsiest thing ever?
That is the most Jets thing ever, and of course it came against the Browns.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Browns, colossal disappointment. No.
I think everybody going into the season, I think the Browns had a very good offseason, and I think they expected them to take that next step and be just blowing teams out, but they haven't. I mean, they beat the Jets last night for their first win out of 2 games, so there's still a lot of season left. But they did not make beating the Jets with their third-string quarterback look easy. And there were a lot of times where Baker Mayfield just looked lost out there. Looked like a rookie.
Yeah. The Browns actually lost to the Titans week 1, who lost to the Colts week 2, who are playing with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, so that's not good that does not bode well for the Browns. Other injured quarterbacks include, but are not limited to, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. That's right.
Yep.
Cam Newton's not going to play the next week or 2.
Oh, really? What happened?
No, he had a foot injury. He's got a foot injury. Wow. He's not going to play. And yeah, so we got Andrew Luck, of course, is retired because of injury before the season. So right now, that's about 3, 4, 5 starting quarterbacks that are now injured. Is that do you think that this is going to play a huge factor in the NFL season this year? All those injured quarterbacks.
Well, I think the Steelers' playoff chances might be shot. I mean, it's a little early to say, but I don't know.
No,
The
it's never too early to
Saints.
say that. It's never too
I
early.
mean, that's
We
true,
can say
but
that about the Giants, which would be correct. We can say that about the Jets. We can say that about the Steelers not making the playoffs.
and the Saints. I think Drew Brees got injured this
Against the Rams. So
against the Rams, so we have to see. They lost to the Rams, but the Rams are very good. They went to the Super Bowl, so we'll have to see how they play against the remainder games. But losing Drew Brees is never a good thing.
oh no, for sure not. But yeah, plenty of teams are really going to be. These are a lot of games that teams are going to be playing without a starting quarterback. So that will really change their overall record. This is going to change playoff scenarios because of what happened in week 2. It just will. So
I think Sam Darnold is only out for a month, but still, that's like 4 or 5 games he's missing.
yeah, and they're not winning with the third string quarterback. So
that's for sure.
Very, very disappointing for the Jets. But if a Jet fan thought they were going to be good, then you brought this upon yourself. All right. Oakland Raiders actually won a game. We thought that would never happen.
They did. They did win a game.
Yep. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They are a little bit sporadic. Guess who wants out now?
Of Jacksonville?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I saw the headline though.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's trying to get out of.
That's right. He wants a trade.
Trying to get out of Jacksonville. What team in the right mind would trade for him?
I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah, whatever.
I think a lot of teams could make a push for him.
Why would you give up draft capital for a headache? It's not smart football, and there's a reason. He's not going to get higher than a 3rd round pick. He probably wants a boatload of money too to be a problem. So here's how it goes for the Jays. He's got a really good quarterback, and he gets injured. 2 plays in. So yeah, mission accomplished. The Eagles.
Yeah, that was bad.
That's really bad. All right, good news for the Packers. They have a good punter. Can you elaborate a bit on this, Daniel? What's the punting situation like in Green Bay?
Well, their punter is a 2nd-year punter, J.K. Scott, and man, he's got a cannon for a leg. A lot of people have been saying he kicked the game-winning punt against the Bears week 1 when he kicked a huge punt to pin him deep and late in the 4th quarter. And ever since then, man, he's just been kicking these crazy long punts.
Yeah, that's really good for the Packers. They finally got the punter who's been more impactful than the quarterback. So
the Packers' offense needs to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, not good right now. They've had a few drives where they look like old school Green Bay Packer football with Aaron Rodgers, but other drives where they don't. In fact, most drives they don't, so they got to get that going out. But the defense has been really, really good, which means that the Packers should be sitting pretty this season. They've already won 2 divisional games early. That's huge. They got the early lead on the division, so they'll be able to go on from there. Just keep on winning football games. They don't need to worry about anything really. As long as they win the divisional games, they'll be fine. Win other games. So right now, very, very, very positive changes for the Packers. Very good defense.
Their defense has been really good, winning them games, coming up big. 2 games and 2 big 4th quarter interceptions for their defense, and their defense is looking really good.
All right. So you want to talk a bit about the NFC and AFC West teams because we never got to those in our season preview. So far, so good for the Rams. They've done well, winning their first 2 games, uh, continuing their success from last year. However,
Right.
I think they'll have a bit of a decline this year as we go on. I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl again. I think they'll kind of fall off a bit.
Yeah, it's still early in the season.
As is typical of many teams that were really good in the NFC. Throughout the last 10 years, there have just been teams that were really good one year, then not as good the next.
And you gotta keep in mind that the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Rams, all of them are 2-0, but they haven't played any of their divisional rivals yet.
Yeah, those should be really good games. I can't wait for the Seahawks Rams or Seahawks 49ers. Those should be good football games. Bringing back that Seahawks 49ers rivalry should be fun. Yeah, the 49ers are doing quite well, 2-0. Jimmy Garoppolo is back under center. They ruined the Bengals, 41-17.
Well, I mean, Bengals weren't really doing much anything.
Well, I was surprised. They almost won week 1. I was like, wow, maybe they can get their wins early because they're not getting them late. So right now the Bengals are 0-2. They're the other team we can say will not make the playoffs under any circumstance. Will not happen.
That's right.
So yeah, it should be a fun division in the NFC West. The only thing that's really ruining the fun, however, is the Cardinals. However, for the NFC West, the Cardinals might actually end up being, in my view, the most successful team in the first 2 weeks, mainly because they're their first overall pick. Kyler Murray has played so well. So whenever you realize that you made the right decision, quarterback, then that means you automatically win the season. Because that's 10 seasons afterwards where you're going to be competent because you have a good quarterback. So, all positives in the NFC West.
Yeah.
All right.
Onto the AFC West.
Yeah, we got Kansas City Chiefs. They're
2-0.
2-0. Oakland
No
Raiders.
surprises.
Oakland Raiders won a game, as did the Chargers. The Broncos are going 0-2. So what happened week 2? Broncos,
Bears. Okay, so fourth quarter, the Bears are driving downfield, and Mitch Trubisky gets tackled, and it looks like a clean hit. Refs flag it and say roughing the passer, the whole body weight rule now, which I think is just total BS. There's no way that should have been called that. And so Bears get a 15-yard penalty, or the Broncos get penalized 15 yards. And the Bears kick the game-winning field goal to put them up over the Broncos, which I don't think it should have been a Broncos win.
Well, there we go. Don't expect this to make sense. It's the NFL.
And the Chargers actually lost to the Lions week 2.
Not good.
Not a good look for the Chargers. I thought they would be definitely one of the top 3 teams in the AFC this year.
Then again, you never know because the Lions tied the Cardinals, so they might actually be really good.
So the Lions are actually behind the Packers for the number 2 spot in the NFC North right now.
Yeah, well, September is really just the preseason, so I wouldn't get too worried about it. Yeah, because they don't actually play in the no teams actually play their starters in the
That's true.
preseason, so September ends up becoming the real preseason, which is actually very unfortunate.
It's not. It doesn't make for good football.
Nope. There's been a lot of subpar football that's been going on. One thing I really noticed is that teams just seriously cannot, under any circumstance, get a 1 yard on 3rd and 1. They will run the football, but they will be stuffed. When you're watching next time you watch a game, just like with 3-1, they're gonna get stuffed. If they
Yep.
try to run the football, they will.
He's seen it a lot, and just a lot of really dumb penalties. Like a lot of these players who have been in the league a long time are just getting stupid penalties. Not like stupid as in they shouldn't have been like called, but I'm saying like they should know better. They shouldn't make those kind of plays. Just a lot of rough looking, like they're. I don't think that all the teams are quite gelled yet. They're not clicking.
Nope, they're not. And so this is why we can't really take any of these results seriously until
Yes.
basically October. That's gonna be it. Then you can actually say, okay, this team's 4-1. That means something. This team's 0-5. That means something.
Right.
But and even then, every year there's a halfway point. There's one team that's hyped up as a Super Bowl contender, and there's another team that we're told will never make the playoffs. And then every year, one team makes the playoffs that was discounted, and one team that's supposed to be a really good contender, either misses the playoffs or misses the first round. So there's not really all that much you can do.
Yeah, I think if the Browns need to live up to the hype, they need to start. They need to turn it around because Baker Mayfield is not looking like the guy yet.
Nope. And that is, if he's not the guy, then this is all for naught. But he'll get around to it though. He plays.
I think so. He's a really talented guy. He's still young. I think his second year. So
yeah,
I'm sure he'll start. He'll get him around. I mean, it's only week 2. It's a little early to start pressing the panic button. The one thing I am pretty certain about is that Mitch Trubisky hit his ceiling last year, and I don't think he's going to improve much past that.
No, he's not. It's just kind of funny because every team in the NFC North needs a new quarterback besides the Packers. Again, curious because I can't believe that the Vikings are going to pay Kirk Cousins again after his contract's up after next year.
Honestly, they would have been better off with Case Keenum because he would have cost them less money and he would have done about the same that Kirk Cousins is done.
Stafford's not. They're probably going to get rid of him at some point in Detroit. Probably going to draft another quarterback soon.
You think Matthew Stafford is going to be on the way out?
I think he probably is in the next couple of years.
I think the Bears should trade Trubisky for Stafford.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Bears have so many weapons offensively and defensively, and I don't know if they're going to wait for Trubisky to develop to catch up to the rest of the team because the rest of the team is really competitive and are at like top tier status. But man, Trubisky needs to get it together.
Yeah, you know who was available when the Bears traded up to draft Trubisky?
I know Patrick Mahomes was one.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. So
yes,
well done, Chicago Bears. That's not a good look.
Yep, I bet they wish they had Pat Mahomes right
now. They're wishing that. All right. With those happy thoughts, we'll say goodbye for today. Stay tuned for later content from this channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a nice day.